Do you get your hair cut curly? I bounce back and forth. Tomorrow I'm getting my hair cut in blow dry state. My last trim I had was the curly cut. So I bounce back and forth between the two. Although I still do wash and go, sometimes I do like to blow it out so we can make sure that we're hitting all the little split ends. But then sometimes I get a curly cut because I want to make sure my shape is shaping. And I just want to make sure it's done right. So that's that.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you heard the first clip of this video, you kind of get a picture of where we're going here. If you notice what this curly stylist mentioned that she does to her hair to get rid of split ends. But anyway, I wanted to share in this video, I want to share a curl friend, her experience. She's going to talk about her experience. We have, we're both tight curlies, but we have different hair elements. We have the same practices. We do cleanse, condition, and style our hair every 5 to 10 days. We mostly style our hair in a wash and go style. Shelley is going to share her experience getting curly cuts over a year, and she's going to discuss with you what her stylist mentioned when she straightened her hair and saw the condition of her hair. So I'm going to hand it over to Shelley, and she is going to share her experience with getting curly cuts over a year.
Hey curl friends, it's your girl Shelley. For those who do not know me, I go by Shelley V 24/7 on the gram, and I am partnering up with Rosie on this video to talk about what has led me to transition away from curly cuts for now into getting my hair cut on blown out, straight hair, and why that is. So let's get into it, because we nosy. Okay, so let's have a talk. What is going on with this, curly cut, straight cut? Okay, so what led me to getting straight cuts versus curly cuts? I blame Rosie. No, I'm just kidding. So it was shortly after I had gotten my last maintenance curly cut. Now, mind you, I have been getting curly cuts since last May. So it's been a year now. I've been very diligent with getting my curly cuts routinely. I get my hair trimmed every 3 to 4 months, on the money. It was shortly after my very last one in January. I had blown my hair out, and I hadn't blown my hair out for over a year, right? So I blew my hair out, and when I blew it out, I couldn't help but notice how bad my ends were. I tried to let it go, but honestly, I just couldn't. It was in the back of my head, and I kept thinking about it. And I just kept thinking, okay, how can my ends look like this when, I've been getting routine trims? Because when I was wearing my hair straight, and I would get routine trims, my hair never looked like that, okay? So fast forward, I see Rosie's post about, her silk press that she gets once a year on her anniversary, and she shows her ends, and I was like, wait, she gets her hair cut routinely? Why do her ends look like that? I was floored, to be honest. So then she makes a YouTube video about, her curly cuts versus straight cuts and how she's going to move to straight cuts and blah, 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 blah. So then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure if I blow my hair out again, my ends are going to be just that bad or worse. So I go see my friend. She's one of my best friends who used to cut my hair when it was straight. I asked her to blow my hair out and assess my ends because, maybe I'm just being overly dramatic. So she does, and I was mortified. I was like, there is no way. And child, I got to looking around and looking all dazed and confused like it wasn't my hair, because I was just floored that was my hair, because I have been very meticulous when it comes to my hair. I even traveled out of state to go get my last maintenance cut because that's how serious and dedicated I am. So then naturally, when you see your ends like that, you're like, okay, wait, one more again? Like, what just, in Sam Hill, like, what just happened? So, you know, first and foremost, I up front am going to take ownership for what my hair looks like, because until I go through this process, meaning until I spend a year doing straight cuts versus curly cuts, I'm going to take the ownership that my ends look like that per my hands, because I think that that's the right thing to do. So that's where we are with that. Okay. So one point of clarification that I want to make sure that I address, because in talking to a few curly friends about it, they seem to think that my ends look the way they look. One, because I wasn't getting regular trims, but then I explained I've been getting regular trims all along. I always have, even when my hair was straight. Two, that it's not because of the curly cut in itself, meaning when you're cutting curl by curl, the hair isn't going to be even. Like if you were to cut, you know, the hair straight and you're doing a blunt straight cut, naturally the hair is going to be like uneven because you're just cutting for shape, right? While the hair is curly and in a dry state. So I have no issues whatsoever that the hair is uneven. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying my ends look bad because of that. I'm saying my ends look bad as if I were wearing my hair straight and they were just split raggedy ends to where it looked like I hadn't cut my hair in a year or so. Matter of fact, my bestie that just cut my hair straight, she said that if she didn't know me and I was sitting in her chair for the first time, she would honestly think that I had not gotten a maintenance trim or haircut in at least a year or so.
Having nothing to do with anyone else, had you walked into my salon and said, I get my hair cut and trimmed regularly, this is not what I would expect to see. But just hair health overall in general, this is not healthy. These ends, they're just not.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fair. That's pretty significant, you know, for someone to tell you that. Matter of fact, she was like, sorry. And I was like, no, girl, please, you don't have to apologize. Like, no one does, because it's my hair. So, and it's fine. I have nothing against curly cuts. That's the other thing. I think curly cuts are amazing. I think they're beautiful. I think that if you want the bomb shape that's just meticulous and it's just like riding on a razor with shape, curly cuts are going to be your best friend. I'm choosing to move in a different direction in how I approach my hair, because I want hair that every 3 months is assessed in a blown out state, and that any split ends or anything that needs to go can go. I've never been one to shy away from a cut. I've always told my stylist to take what you need. So that's not a problem. I always ask for a report card grade, like, hey, how am I doing with my hair? And I always get A+. So clearly I'm taking great care of my hair. So those aren't the issues there. So for me, if over time I'm assessing what I'm doing right and I'm realizing that it's not working for me, then I'm going to change it. And plus, your girl is nosy, honey, nosy and curious by nature. And so this process has led me to want to try something different. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Matter of fact, another reason why I'm choosing to try something different is that I noticed over the last year that my hair has become more and more challenging to not only detangle, but also to style. And I will say that since I got this straight cut, I've only washed my hair once since, right? But the detangling process was a breeze compared to what it had been. And the styling process was like day and night different, like day and night different. So there is something to what I'm doing. Also, I used to have waist length hair before I became a curly girl, and I have a strong desire to get back there. And I feel like I have been taking more steps backwards rather than forwards, right? And so I'm excited to try out my theory and see over the next year if I can truly retain more length through getting straight cuts, because we're able to blow the hair out, see exactly the state of the hair, take what needs to be taken, and leave what needs to be left, in hopes that over time we'll retain more length and reach that goal quicker. So I'm excited about just the whole idea of it all, like over the moon elated. Okay, sorry I had to step away to get cute because Mr. and I are going out. I'm going to pass it back on over to Rosie. You know, just at the end of the day, do what's right for you and your hair. Like, there are no right or wrong answers. Just look at your hair, assess it, and move accordingly. That's what I'm going to do. I have since gotten my hair cut on blown out hair. I'm loving it. The shape is shaping. She's looking beautiful. We took off all the dead ends. This is a fresh start, and I'm just curious to see where the next year leads us. So anyways, thanks for listening.
Now that we have what a curl friend has experienced, and we have what her stylist says, over the period of weeks since the first video about my salon experience has been posted, many individuals have been asking the questions to the creators of this method of cutting and styling the hair. If you don't know, there are two women that started this 30-day hair detox. They do lives on Instagram, and people kept sending me these lives of what, and they're like, did you see this? Did you see this? So I want to share with you a few clips of, you know, it's important. This is YouTube University. So it's important that we actually hear from the professionals. So I am going to share with you the first clip. So the first clip, it was asked on a live, and it was co-founder, the one that lives in Chicago. I think it's Aisha. I'm going to share with you how she responded to the question, even though it wasn't actually what I wanted to find out.
Folks who regularly get curly cuts are starting to say that when they blow their hair out, they're mortified with the ends, so they're switching to straight cuts. Do you think both are useful? So here's the thing with that, and I'm going to address it right now because it does come up a lot. First of all, the people that are getting these curly cuts who are then going to get their hair straightened, most of those people have not been getting curly cuts for, well, actually, let me say this. Most of those people either have a hole, a mullet, or a baby crown. Because guess what? When they blow it out, I still see the hole, the mullet, and the baby crown in their hair. I see it straight. I can see it curly. They are not allowing themselves to get to a place where they actually have critical mass like I do. My hair is, you see that critical mass? Don't worry about this. This ain't, you know, it's kind of like my bang. So it's what we call the fun. It's not always going to be attached. This also too is part of my fun. But you see how, like, I don't have like holes. I don't have a baby crown. I do not have a mullet. So they have these things, and when they come to us to get haircuts, they don't want to let go of their mullet because they believe the length lives at the nape of the neck. It does not live at the nape of the neck. They don't want to cut as much hair that needs to go off because they're not ready to part with the hair that they have on their head. And they are having to get used to seeing their hair in a curly state.
In the past week, the professionals have definitely come out. They've been explaining what it's like if you get a curly cut versus a straight cut. And I want you guys to listen over here to what they say, because if you're doing anything, it's good to have all the information you need in order to make the decision that's going to benefit you and your hair care practices. So I'm going to share with you the video again over here of what the stylist, and this is the other half of Black Girl Curls. She's going to explain why she does not recommend getting straight cut, what could happen, and all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and play it over here.
A curly cut, and now I straighten her hair out and it's uneven. Well, as a stylist who may not yet be trained in tight curly hair or curly cuts, that's something that you may see when you straighten your client's hair out. It's not that there was something wrong with the initial haircut done. What happened was that hair has multiple spring factors, or what our clients like to call the shrinkage. And when you stretch each of those different curl patterns out, they're going to come out uneven. And so if they have multiple different types of curl patterns and different shrink factors, you may have some unevenness. The haircut was accurate in its curly state. The haircut may need to be revised in its straight state. But before you go ahead and revise that hair and cut a whole lot of hair off, understand how your client wears their hair. If they're wearing their hair curly 85% of the time during the year, and they're coming to you for their once or twice a year silk press or blowout, throw some Kardashian curls in that hair and keep it moving, because we want their curly shapes to be correct and not straight correct and have a bunch of holes in that hair. So thank you, straight hairstylist.
This is what one of the co-founders have said. So a couple days later, there was another live, and I want to share with you also a clip from that live. What both ladies from Black Girl Curls, one was in the comment section answering questions, and then the other one was doing the live. I want to share with you what her response was when my girl Shelley asked the question, and she shared what had happened to her, and then she asked the question. I want to share with you first what the stylist that was conducting the live says first, and then I'm going to share with you in the text from the live what the other stylist mentioned in the comment section.
Shelley says, my hair has grown a ton. I get regular trims and got my hair blown out and the ends were awful. So just because you retain lint doesn't mean it's healthy. I think I'm going to post Elise's post from yesterday, because the ends are probably not as awful as you think they are. It's just that, again, our knowledge base. We're not only challenging y'all, but we're also challenging the professional community as well, because we have to have an understanding of what it means to work with curly hair and what it means to work with curly girls who want to occasionally straighten their hair. And those are two different things. So
And lastly, I want to share with you another clip, and this is for people who have gone to Cut It Kinky Stylist. I want to share with you what Black Girl Curls has said in a live yesterday. At the end of the live, this is the comment they made. So you have everything you need to know when you're booking your stylist. I want you guys to listen clearly to exactly what they're saying in this clip, so that you can make an informed decision when you choose to get a curly cut. I'm going to go ahead and put the clip in here.
It's not even being Black Girl Curl trained. There's not a Black Girl Curl trained. Let me say this. There's no Black Girl Curl trained. There are stylists who take Cut It Kinky education. Not Black Girl Curl trained. Stylists who take Cut It Kinky. They're Cut It Kinky trained stylists. How many people certified now, Elise? There are only, is it 6 or 7 people certified now? It's only 7 certified Cut It Kinky stylists. Only 6 or 7. So I wanted to clear that up too. Okay.
So hopefully the information I did share in this video is going to be helpful. It will be here for others that may have challenges, from Shelley's experience to what curly cut specialists have mentioned, to what Black Girl Curls have mentioned, or the creators of the 30-day hair detox. Will help ones that are on the fence of deciding whether to cut their hair curly or straight, the information is there. It's just for you to make the choice on what you want to do with your hair. It is your hair, and that's a personal choice what you choose to do with your hair. And please don't forget to check out Shelley on her Instagram. She does share on lives how she style her hair, and it's pretty cool because she does do it outside of the shower, but she does have her technique down, how she applies her gels that can be helpful to ones that do apply their stylers, some of their stylers outside of the shower. I do a similar technique like Shelley does in applying my stylers, but I do it inside the shower. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in another video.
No.